When we were last in downtown Napa over 20 years ago, it was, well, let's just say underwhelming.
But now, the transformation is incredible.
We found art festivals, amazing restaurants, rooftop bars.
And the best part? Most of it isn't even about wine.
Welcome to the new downtown Napa. Subscribe to our channel for more Zeke and Terri adventures.
Welcome to the rooftop of a hotel in Napa.
In downtown Napa, right on 1st Street, where we've spent zero time in our lives.
Yeah, we think of Napa and we think of all the different wineries that we knew and visited, but I think we've been to downtown Napa maybe one time.
We came to the Oxbow Market in order to grab a bite to eat at Hog Island Oysters, kind of like what we did today, and had a little bit of clam chowder. And to grab some wine before we went to our friends Brett and Julie's, who have a house up here.
We've never really been downtown, so we decided to come to Napa without really going to Napa.
And it is so cute. There is so much to offer: restaurants, tasting rooms, shops, a great little bookstore called Bookmine, which is woman-owned and operated. They also have a location over at the Oxbow Market, which is also a lot of fun. Cheeses, produce, wine, coffee.
Ritual coffee.
A couple of different restaurants, chocolates, there's a carrot cakes, there's a Jewish deli. There's a lot there.
Well, exploring is not our primary mission on this trip. Our primary mission on this trip is, after having done a YouTube channel for a year, what are we going to change?
What's next?
We have done so much in a year, more than I thought we would do. We did a video a week.
Well, we did daily videos when we were in Italy, and we did 2 a week when we were doing the Tranquil Escapes. So,
yeah. We were gone almost 50% of the time. We visited how many countries?
8 countries, 10 states. You slept in 51 different places, you little hoe. I was in 38 different places. The dog, just from September to December alone, was in like 15 different places.
I think the PTSD for the dog, that's going to cost us more than anything.
What do we want this year?
Right. And what do we enjoy? And how do we enjoy traveling? Because some travel that we did this last year was bing, a bang, a boom. Day after day after day after day, going and going and going and going. And that was difficult. And then sometimes this travel we did last year was sort of slowed way down.
Which I don't really enjoy.
She doesn't really like that. And you start to feel like you're missing something. So we're trying to figure out what is the right pace.
For right now, we're going to go back to our small room. And I got a book at Bookmine, and I think it's time to do some reading and just chill out.
Right. And I have some reading to do too, because of our travel that's already booked. I'm going to be reading The Sun Also Rises, which might be a clue as to where we're traveling to.
Because it's a side quest from when we're in Bordeaux for 4 weeks.
The mysteries abound.
Right now we're heading over to the Oxbow Market, which is right behind us. Am I pointing in the right direction?
Close enough.
To get you another coffee. Do you really need another coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee? I don't know about coffee for me, but we'll look around. There's a Moroccan place we want to try over there for some lunch. But last night we were walking around looking for a place. I wasn't feeling great. I don't know why. I had a little bit of a headache. I was feeling a little nauseous. And so I was like, maybe if we walk around in the cold air, maybe I'll feel better. And we stumbled into the downtown Napa Lights. Was it Do Napa Lights, I think is the hashtag?
Do Napa Lights is the hashtag. Art After Dark.
And there are, I think, 12 to 14 different installations, all within walking distance. Plus, there are 3 projections against the Presbyterian Church, against a building, and then against the Justice Building, which was so fun. If you've watched any of our videos, you know that I like anything sparkly, lights up, anything that is surprising and whimsical. And last night, that's what it was.
It mixed well with my mushrooms too. Today we are going to go sit and have some coffee and some Moroccan food for lunch and talk about what we're doing with this channel. And we have a lot of different ideas that we're excited about.
I didn't know we were talking today.
Oh, we're not? When are we going to talk about these
I
things?
don't know. I guess I had planned on sketching out my online program for piloting your life for midlife women.
Ah, okay. Well, that's great. But that's somehow going to impact Zeke and Terri adventures.
Absolutely.
But there's always an adventure out there.
And maybe we should talk before we get on camera so that we can talk about what we're planning to do. So these are just some of our regular challenges. So while I was in the Oxbow Market, slaving away on my computer and getting stuff done and sharing things to call our House of Representative members and senators about, what were you doing?
Well, I stumbled across the parking lot and found the CIA, Culinary Institute of America at Copia. And it has a museum from Charles Williams of Williams and Sonoma fame that is outstanding, and a huge kitchen for all the classes that they run here, as well as a store and a restaurant and wine tasting, and everything's here.
And are you going to be regretting showing me this?
Not at all.
So in March...
My pants might regret showing you this because they're not going to fit anymore.
So as much as we go out to restaurants when we travel, I absolutely love to cook. I don't like to bake because I'm not good on precision and measurements, and I like to do my own thing. Surprise, surprise. But I absolutely love to cook, but I don't feel like I'm very well trained. I kind of wing it, and I would like to have a better sense of depth of flavors, etc. Maybe I need to come up here and learn how to cook. Anyway, I am so incredibly hot out here. I think it's time to go back to the hotel, maybe grab some yoga mats, do a little bit of yoga before we sit down and do some planning. I think I'm gonna need a glass of wine for that because I'm expecting it to be a little stressful. Are you expecting it to be stressful?
I'm expecting it to be exciting. Lesson I've learned again. Check the bag. Make sure everything you ordered is in there. Just having an absolutely incredible morning. Blue skies, sun shining. Order the croissant for Terri. Little original breakfast sandwich for myself. A couple of coffees. Get it all. Taking some video. Great. Get all the way back. There's no croissant in the bag. Now I gotta walk all the way back. This croissant better be good. Ugh.
I had the most amazing veggie sandwich. I don't even know. What was the name of the place we were at?
Frankie's, I think.
Frankie's. Oh,
Frankie's Deli.
Right off of First Street. That was super tasty.
I'm feeling a little conflicted today because I need my sunscreen, but my jacket too.
Well, I'm not sure that I wore enough for our little bike ride. And once again, you've gotten me on a bike. You're welcome. We are on the Napa Valley Vine Trail on some e-bikes from Fat Tire Bikes.
Fat Tire Bikes. We got on the trail, and you can see here, looks very nice. Well done.
And I'm less excited about the trail than I am about the murals. On all of these buildings, we are basically along the train tracks for the Napa Valley Wine Train. I think that's actually all that it's used for.
That's all that it's used for.
And but there are murals on all of the buildings. It's just it's art. Makes my heart happy.
And apparently, when the murals are over, the vineyards begin. Let us pedal our stress away.
To the wine, which will help with the stress. We went ahead and we stopped at the first winery, Laird, that was recommended by Chris at Fat Tire Bikes. Pretty property, but $60 for a red wine flight, unless you bought $120 worth of wine. I mean, this is the thing that we've been complaining about Napa for so long, which is it's just gotten so expensive and bougie. And if it weren't for the very cute little snickerdoodle dog, Eugene, thank you, Eugene, I think it would have been, not the greatest experience. The wines aren't fantastic. We are going to ride back and go look for the Los Flores Park to play some pickleball. Slightly inebriated.
I think I might be able to win today.
Okay, this has become a thing where we find pickleball courts in the places that we're going. I kind of like this.
Especially when you win. I think the problem is you're not drinking enough.
Slightly tipsy, I still beat you 11-2.
Okay, on the road again.
Okay, what the F did I just agree to?
What? You already did it.
I know, but it was like crazy scary.
You kicked this thing into high gear and you took the lane as you should have.
Well, there was no bicycle lane, and I'm certainly not going to be over to the side where there are like cutouts and like grit and
take the lane. You did it. Awesome sauce.
So we just got back from the bike ride and the wine tasting. For me, and some pickleball where I completely crushed you, and thoughts on our bike experience.
So the bikes were great place to rent bikes down here. Fat Tire Bikes.
Chris was amazing, super helpful, super nice.
Yep, good knowledge of the area. The concept of the Napa Valley Vine Trail is great. The reality is the surface is in perfect shape. It's very nice. And at corners where we had to cross streets, there were always buttons to push that was always protected. Yep. So that was really fantastic. The part where it starts to slip a little bit. Well, we parallel Highway 29. Yeah. So once we got past the industrial where we had art on the buildings, which was like, oh, totally cool. And then we got to where the train track was and where Highway 29 was. It was not scenic. It was not lovely. It was a little bit of a grind. A lot of highway noise. It's all completely flat though. There's no hills. Yeah, you don't have to work hard at all. So it's not a pedal through the vines. It's more of a pedal along Highway 29. You're separated, but well, and it's unfortunate because I would really love to ride those bikes in something that was really more scenic. And I don't know if we went south, if it would be something that would be prettier, or we tried on the way back, coming back along the river, but we had to go on some pretty busy roads in order to be able to get over there. So that really wasn't the best experience. The thing about where we're staying at the Archer right downtown is there are plenty of tasting rooms within walking distance. So what you can do is like park your car and then just walk. I mean, you have the Oxbow, you've got a bunch of art, you've got the wine tasting, you've got restaurants. There's shops, there's plenty to do right in the area. So I think we were looking for a more expansive experience, but I don't think I'd recommend it moving forward. We did find some great pickleball courts though. Oh, yes. And Vicky, if you're watching, thanks for playing with us. That was a lot of fun. I couldn't believe the wind. The wind was really messing with a lot. That was not the reason why I killed you 11-2. But you can. The wind. It was a slipstream. The slipstream. You need some duct tape is what you need.
So as usual, we're trying to get out of town, and we are at yet another Tesla supercharger at the Napa outlets, and none of the stores are open. So we're just sitting here and thought we would chat about what we chatted about over the last couple days in Napa.
We talked about how we love to travel and we love to explore new places.
And we love to create content and share that as we're going along, because one of my values is learning, distilling, and then sharing with others.
And we both learned a lot in the last year about how much work it is to share that content, which is more than either of us imagined.
Yeah, even with a YouTube channel, even with all my Instagram stuff, my book promotion for Piloting Your Life, my podcast over the years, you would have thought that I would have had a clue.
And my little videos that I made on my bike trips, to take them to another level is more work than even I imagined. And I knew it was going to be more work, and it is a lot more work.
Not that we're complaining, we're just trying to figure out how to make it sustainable without sacrificing our relationship in the process. As I talked about in the latest postcards from the road, go ahead and sign up on our website. During our trip in Santa Rosa, we realized that while we were in this big argument the entire time, the joy just wasn't there, and we were compromising our relationship, which 3 years ago we killed and then accidentally rebooted, and we've been very intentional about that reboot, and we do not want to lose that. So in our conversations this week, we're trying to figure out what is sustainable for us as individuals. How do I find more time for my midlife women activism, writing book number 2 that goes beyond Piloting Your Life, the next adventure, creating an online program for midlife women to, take back their lives, design a life they can thrive with, and still allow us to travel and explore, adventure, both together and alone.
Which is bringing us to what's going to happen in 2025. We have a lot of travel planned out, and we're going to include all of you in that. Some of that travel is going to be on our individually, and Terri's working out her plans. I've got a couple of bike trips planned.
Yeah, in just 2 weeks. Don't you go to Australia for 2 weeks?
Yes, and then in the fall there's another trip, and you're looking at maybe Nicaragua. You're looking at maybe coming back up here to Napa to the CIA.
Mm-hmm. That is the Culinary Institute of America.
Oh, I thought you were joining the CIA.
So we're going to continue to focus on being intentional about our travel, our relationships, supporting the businesses, the type of people in the world that we want to see thrive and succeed. That's going to be women, LGBTQ+, Black people, brown people, anyone who's actually completely marginalized underneath the current regime. So we're going to get even more vocal about that and taking action around that, using our platform to inspire goodness and action. What we're going to do, the flip is, and this seems like a super subtle thing, is we're going to go places and create content based on what we want to do, rather than trying to go after content that we think people are going to want to see. And then see if our joy comes out, our enthusiasm comes out, and our, crazy kookiness comes out enough for people to want to watch us, so that we can expand the platform and be able to inspire more good and action in the world. So it's serving a whole bunch of different things. I mean, in midlife, a lot of us, especially women, want to begin to focus on our legacy. We want to do more with the world. We want to do more with our experience and with our wisdom, and it's less about climbing for us personally, and it's like, what's our legacy going to be? And I think with that lens, we're going to be focusing on, at least this next year, that's going to be part of the experiment for Zeke and Terri Adventures. You cool with that?
Yeah.
Oh, good. We don't always talk before we get onto these things, and so some of it is just part of the dialogue.
And so that's why a throuple is going to be involved as well. Again, going forward quickly, 2025, probably every 2 weeks, maybe a titch more if we can do it, here on Zeke and Terri. And on Terri Hansen Mead YouTube channel.
And TerriHansenMead.com.
And TerriHansenMead.com. You will see a lot more activity, which I'm very excited about, and we'll be working together on, but it'll be Terri's face. I'll be behind the camera.